The rooftop restaurant buzzed with tech money and champagne bubbles. Floor-to-ceiling windows framed the city skyline like a movie poster, all neon and impossible dreams. 12-year-old Ava Chen stood by the emergency exit, her mom's catering uniform stiff with starch. She watched the crowd through fingerprint-smudged glass, her oversized hoodie drowning her frame, sneakers held together with duct tape. "Stop staring." Her mom appeared, balancing a tray of mini tacos. Dark circles lived permanently under her eyes now. "We're invisible here. That's the job." "Who's that guy?" Ava pointed to a 20-something in a fitted black turtleneck and designer jeans, AirPods tucked in one ear. He moved through the room like gravity bent around him. "Ethan Cross. Tech billionaire. Made his fortune at 25. Her mom's voice went quiet. "Built schools in 7 countries. He doesn't look like a villain. Because money doesn't make you evil, baby. It just shows who you already were." Ava watched him laugh at something, genuine and unfiltered. No fake networking smile. Just real. The tray slipped. Glass exploded across marble tile, appetizers scattering like shrapnel. Her mom dropped to her knees, hands shaking so hard she couldn't pick anything up. "Mom, stop. I got it." Ava dove down, gathering broken glass with bare hands. "Let me help." They both froze. Ethan Cross knelt beside them in his $1,000 jeans, already collecting pieces. Up close, his eyes were tired. Kind, but tired. "Sir, no. You don't have to." Her mom's face flushed red. "It's cool. Happens." He looked at Ava. "You good?" "That's a nasty cut." Blood dripped from her palm. She hadn't even felt it. "I'm fine. Respect." He pulled out his phone, tapped something, then showed her his screen. A QR code. "This is my direct line. Not many people have it. You ever need anything, school help, a job someday, whatever. Hit me up. For real." Ava stared at the screen, then at him. Something clicked in her chest, fierce and absolute. "When I grow up," she said, voice steady as stone, "I'm going to marry you." The noise died. Her mom looked mortified. But Ethan didn't laugh. Didn't patronize her. He just met her eyes, serious as a contract. "Then I'll be waiting." "That's a promise." "You swear?" "I swear." Security appeared. Her mom pulled her away, apologizing in broken English. But Ava saved that QR code. Screenshotted it. Made it her phone wallpaper. That night, curled in their studio apartment with sirens wailing outside, she whispered to the darkness, "I'm going to marry him. Watch." Her mom said nothing. Just held her tighter and wondered what promises like that would cost. 15 years later. Ethan stood in his corner office, 41 floors above the city. At 37, he'd conquered markets, built empires, changed industries. His assistant knocked. "Someone's here." "No appointment." "She said you'd remember." She held out a phone screenshot. His own QR code, yellowed with age and wear. His heart stopped. "Send her in." The door opened. A woman stepped through in a sharp black blazer over a cropped white tank, leather pants that cost more than most cars, Louboutins clicking like loaded chambers. Platinum blonde hair fell in waves. Face sculpted by money and rage. But those eyes. Storm gray and unflinching. Those eyes he'd never forget. "Remember me?" Her voice could cut diamonds. "Ava?" It came out broken. "Ava Chen." She smiled, cold as winter. "I told you I'd come back." She crossed the room, heels echoing. "And I'm here to collect on your promise." Ethan's office felt smaller suddenly, the walls closing in. Ava stood there like a ghost wearing designer armor, nothing like the kid who'd promised to marry him with bloody hands and hope in her eyes. "What happened to you?" His voice cracked. "Where's your mom? How did you?" "Dead." The word landed like a bullet. "Stroke. 2 years ago. Working 3 jobs because your company's catering contract expired and nobody else would hire her." The accusation cut deep. "Ava, I never knew. If I had." "You didn't know because you were busy building rockets or whatever billionaires do." She circled his desk, predator energy radiating off her. "But I'm not here for apologies. I'm here for business." She dropped a folder between them. Thick. Legal. Final. "Marry me, Ethan Cross. 1 year. Pure transaction. I need your name, your network, your social capital to close deals my money can't touch alone. You need my AI algorithm for your next venture. I know you've been bleeding investors." He stared at her. "This is insane. This is strategic." She leaned against his desk, leather pants creaking softly. "You promised you'd wait for me. I kept my promise to come back. Now it's your turn. I was being kind to a kid. That wasn't a real. A promise is a promise." Her eyes went dark. "Sign it, or I leak every email showing how your early investors made their money. Crypto scams, offshore accounts, the whole dirty origin story. Your reputation burns in 24 hours. You're blackmailing me? I'm reminding you what promises cost." She straightened, adjusting her blazer. "Clock's ticking. Oh, and don't try investigating me. I own the investigators." She walked to the door, paused. "Your place, tomorrow at 8. Bring a ring. Make it convincing." The door closed. Ethan grabbed the folder with shaking hands. Page 1, Marriage Contract. Page 20, Her Net Worth. $3 billion. Page 50, Photos of his early investors with timestamps and transactions. She'd done her homework. She'd become what she needed to become. And she'd weaponized his kindness. He called her number at 3 a.m. She answered on the first ring, no sleep in her voice. "I'll do it," he said. "Smart choice. But I have conditions. We do this, we do it my way. Real conversations. Real honesty. You want to destroy me? Fine. But you're going to tell me who you really are first." Silence stretched between them, thick with history and hurt. "Fine," she finally said. "But don't expect to like what you find. I already don't like any of this." "Good. That makes 2 of us." She hung up. Ethan stared at the contract until sunrise painted his office gold and ruthless. He grabbed a pen and signed on the line, sealing himself to a stranger who used to believe in him. The next night. His penthouse smelled like expensive candles and regret. Ava arrived at 8:01 p.m. in a blood-red slip dress, leather jacket thrown over her shoulders, combat boots because she refused to play completely nice. "You're late," he said, handing her champagne. "You're counting." She took the glass, eyeing the ring box on the counter. "Cartier. Classic. Trying to buy my humanity back? Trying to do this right since we're doing it anyway." She opened the box. Diamond caught the light, cold and perfect. She slipped it on without ceremony. It fit. "My lawyers will contact yours tomorrow. We announce the engagement next week. Spring wedding. Keep it classy. Ava." He caught her wrist. "Why are you really doing this?" She looked at him, and for half a second, the armor cracked. He saw the 12-year-old with bloody hands and impossible dreams. Then ice reformed. Because you promised. And I never forget promises, Ethan. Ever. She pulled free, drained her champagne, and walked to his floor-to-ceiling windows. The city glittered below them, full of people who made promises they never kept. I have one rule, she said softly. Don't try to fix me. Don't try to save me. I'm not that little girl anymore. I can see that. Good. She turned to face him. Then we understand each other. But as she left, Ethan saw something she didn't mean to show. Her hand trembling on the door handle. Her breath catching for just a moment. She was terrified. And that scared him more than anything. 3 months into the arrangement, they'd mastered the performance. Press events, charity galas, carefully staged Instagram posts. Ava in silk gowns and calculated smiles. Ethan in tailored suits playing the devoted fiancé. But nights were different. Nights, they sat in his penthouse, 50 feet apart, working on separate laptops like roommates who tolerated each other. She'd traded her leather armor for oversized hoodies and messy buns. He wore gray sweats and glasses instead of contacts. You're stress-eating pistachios again, Ava said without looking up, bathed in blue laptop light. You're biting your nails, Ethan countered. Touché. Silence settled back in, almost comfortable. Can I ask you something? His voice cut through the quiet. Depends. Who paid for all this? The billions, the algorithm, the revenge plot. Where did it come from? She stopped typing. Her jaw tensed. Does it matter? Yeah. It does. She closed her laptop with a snap, stood, walked to the windows in her NASA hoodie and ripped jeans. The city pulsed below them, alive and indifferent. After Mom died, I had nothing. Literally nothing. So I did what survivors do. I found someone who had everything. Ethan's stomach dropped. Ava. His name was Marcus Lang. 53. Venture capitalist. He saw me waitressing, saw something he wanted. Her voice went flat. So I let him think he was getting what he paid for. Played the girlfriend role. Learned everything about his world while he thought I was just pretty and damaged. Jesus Christ. Don't. She whipped around, eyes blazing. Don't you dare pity me. I made my choice. I took his money, his connections, his secrets. Built my empire on his corpse, metaphorically speaking. He's still alive, just broke and irrelevant now. That's not survival, Ava. That's... What? Revenge? Justice? Necessary? She laughed, sharp and broken. You don't get to judge me. You promised to be there and you disappeared into your billionaire bubble. I did what I had to do. I never disappeared. You never called. You had my number for 15 years. The truth hung between them like smoke. I was ashamed, she whispered. I was that poor kid who promised to marry you like it was some fairy tale. Then Mom died and I realized fairy tales don't exist. Only transactions. Ethan crossed the room, stopped close enough to feel her breathing. Is that what this is? Just a transaction? What else would it be? I don't know. He tucked a strand of hair behind her ear, gentle as a question. But sometimes when you laugh at my dumb jokes, or when you fall asleep on the couch during movie night, you look like someone who might still believe in something. Her eyes welled up. Don't do this. Do what? Make me feel things. We had a deal. 1 year. Business only. Yeah, we did. His thumb brushed her cheek. But somewhere between the lawyers and the press conferences, you became real again. And I think you hate that. She kissed him to shut him up. Desperate, angry, trying to prove it meant nothing. But her hands shook when they touched his face. Her breath caught when he kissed back, soft and careful like she might break. When they pulled apart, her mascara had run. She looked young again. Vulnerable. "This doesn't change anything," she said, voice cracking. "Okay. I'm still leaving after 12 months. Okay. And I still don't forgive you." "I know." She pressed her forehead to his chest. "I don't know how to do this. The real thing. I only know how to survive. Then let's figure it out together." For a moment, she let herself believe it. Let herself sink into his arms and pretend promises could be kept. Then her phone buzzed. A text lit up the screen on the couch. "Marcus, I know what you're doing." Tick-tock. The blood drained from her face. "Ava?" Ethan pulled back. "What's wrong?" "Nothing." She wiped her eyes, rebuilding walls in real time. "I have to go. Early meeting. It's 11 p.m. Then a late meeting. Whatever." She grabbed her laptop, her jacket, her armor. This was a mistake. The kiss. All of it. "We're sticking to the contract. Ava, talk to me. Good night, Ethan." She was gone before he could stop her, leaving only the ghost of her perfume and the weight of secrets she still carried. Ethan picked up her phone. The text glowed like a threat. Marcus Lang. The man she'd destroyed. And he was coming for her. Ethan didn't sleep. By sunrise, he'd tracked down everything about Marcus Lang. The venture capital empire Ava had systematically dismantled. The lawsuits. The bankruptcies. The restraining order from 6 months ago. She'd been running this whole time. He found her at her office, a minimalist space all glass and chrome. She wore a black turtleneck, high-waisted trousers, and Converse, her blonde hair in a slick ponytail. War paint for a battle she'd been fighting alone. "We need to talk." He shut the door behind him. "No, we really don't." Marcus Lang. She flinched. Actually flinched. The Ice Queen cracked just enough for him to see the terrified girl underneath. "How do you? You left your phone last night. He texted you." Ethan crossed to her desk, planted his hands on the surface. "Tell me the truth. All of it." Ava laughed, hollow and sharp. "Why? So you can feel better about signing that contract? So you can play hero? Because I care about you, you stubborn disaster." "Don't." Her voice broke. "Don't say things like that." "Why not?" "It's true. Because caring gets people killed." She stood abruptly, pacing like a caged animal. "Marcus didn't just fund my empire. He owned me, Ethan. Actually owned me. I signed papers, contracts, things I didn't understand because I was 20 and desperate." "What kind of contracts?" "The kind where if I ever betrayed him, he gets everything. My company. My assets. My life." She stopped at the window, shoulders rigid. "I've been hiding money, moving pieces, building an exit strategy for 3 years. This marriage to you? It wasn't just about social capital. It was about transferring ownership before he could claim it." Ethan's world tilted. "So you used me?" "Yes." She turned, eyes dry but devastated. "I used you. Just like I used him. Just like I use everyone because that's what survivors do. We take what we need and we don't apologize. Does anything between us matter to you?" His voice cracked. "Anything real? Real doesn't pay bills. Real doesn't keep you safe." But her hands shook. "I'm sorry, Ethan. I really am. But I warned you not to try to save me." A knock interrupted them. Her assistant, pale and shaking. "Ms. Chen, there's someone here." He says he's your fiancé. Ava's face went white. What? Marcus Lang walked in like he owned the place. Silver hair, expensive suit, smile like a knife. Late 50s, sharp-featured, handsome in a predatory way. Darling. He ignored Ethan completely. We need to discuss our arrangement. Get out, Ava said, voice steady as stone. But we had a deal. Remember? You don't betray me, I don't destroy you. He pulled out a folder, dropped it on her desk. Imagine my surprise when I learned you're engaged to Ethan Cross. Trying to transfer your assets through marriage? Creative. Almost worked. What do you want? Ethan stepped forward. Marcus finally acknowledged him. Ah, the knight in shining startup money. Tell me, does she still make that little sound when she's nervous? Biting her nails? It's adorable, isn't it? Don't talk about her like that. Like what? Like I know her? I made her, Cross. Every ruthless instinct, every calculated move. She learned from the best. He turned to Ava. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to break off this fake engagement, return to me, and sign over 40% of your company. Or I release every document showing how you stole from me, committed fraud, and built your empire on criminal foundations. She's not going anywhere with you, Ethan said. That's not your decision. Marcus smiled. Is it, Ava? She stood there, trapped between her past and whatever fragile future she'd almost let herself imagine. How long do I have? She asked quietly. Ava, no, Ethan reached for her. She pulled away. How long, Marcus? 24 hours. Same as always. He headed for the door, paused. Oh, and Cross? She was never going to stay with you anyway. Girls like her don't get happy endings. We both know that. He left. Silence crashed down like a collapsing building. So that's it? Ethan's voice shook. You're just going to let him win? He already won. He won the moment I signed that first contract. Then let me help you. We'll fight him together, hire lawyers, expose him. And destroy everything I built in the process? She laughed, broken. You still don't get it. There is no happy ending here. There's just damage control. I don't believe that. Then you're an idiot. She grabbed her bag, her laptop, her armor. We're done, Ethan. The engagement is off. I'll have my lawyers contact yours. Don't do this. I already did. The moment I walked into your office 6 months ago. She stopped at the door, couldn't look at him. I'm sorry I made you believe in something that was never real. It was real to me. I know. Her voice cracked. That's why I have to let you go. She walked out, leaving Ethan alone with the wreckage of whatever they'd almost become. But this time, he wasn't letting her run. Not again. 20 hours left. Ethan sat in his office, surrounded by lawyers and forensic accountants, building a case against Marcus Lang. But every document they uncovered only proved how trapped Ava really was. The contracts were ironclad. The evidence damning. Unless someone took the fall instead. His phone buzzed. A text from Ava, first one in 16 hours. Avi, don't try to save me. Please. Just let me handle this my way. Ethan, what's your way? Avi, the only way I know. Survival. He called her immediately. She didn't answer. He called again. And again. Finally, she picked up. Background noise of wind and traffic. She was outside somewhere. Where are you? He demanded. It doesn't matter. Ava, listen to me. I found something. Marcus's contracts, they have a clause. I know about the clause, Ethan. If someone else assumes financial responsibility for my debts, they replace me in the contract. I'm not letting you do that. How did you? Because I've been reading that contract every night for 3 years, looking for a way out. Her voice broke. And I finally found one. But it costs everything. His blood went cold. What are you planning? Marcus wants 40% of my company and me back under his control. So I'm giving him the company. All of it. Signing it over. That's insane. You'll have nothing. I'll have my freedom. That's enough. No. Ethan grabbed his keys, heading for the elevator. Where are you? I'm coming to get you. I'm at the harbor. Where Mom used to take me when we needed to breathe. Pause. I wanted to say goodbye somewhere that mattered. Don't you dare. Ava, I swear to God. Thank you, she whispered. For keeping your promise. For waiting. Even if it was just kindness, it kept me alive for a long time. It wasn't just kindness. I love you. Silence. Then a broken sob. You can't love me. I'm the worst thing that ever happened to you. You're wrong. You're the best thing. The realest thing. The only thing that's made sense in years. He was running now, through the parking garage. And I'm not letting you throw yourself away for nothing. It's not for nothing. It's for you. So you can be free of me and this mess. I don't want to be free of you. I want to marry you for real this time. Another sob. I'm hanging up now. Ava, wait. The line went dead. Ethan drove like his life depended on it. Maybe it did. He found her at the harbor, sitting on the edge of the dock in her NASA hoodie and jeans, legs dangling over black water. City lights reflected on the surface like broken promises. You came, she said without turning around. Always. He sat beside her, close enough to touch. Don't sign those papers. I have to. It's the only way. No. The only way is together. He pulled out a folder. I had my lawyers draft something. A different contract. We merge our companies, create a joint entity. Marcus's claim becomes invalid because the company he's trying to seize doesn't exist anymore. That's insane. You'd be tying yourself to my disaster. I'd be tying myself to you. There's a difference. She looked at him finally, mascara streaked and devastated. Why would you do that? Because 15 years ago, a 12-year-old girl promised to marry me. And I promised to wait for her. He took her hand. I'm done waiting, Ava. I want the real thing. Messy, complicated, probably disastrous. But real. I don't deserve this. Maybe not. But I'm offering it anyway. She stared at their intertwined fingers, his thumb tracing circles on her palm where a scar still lived from broken glass all those years ago. If we do this, she whispered, I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to push you away and sabotage it because I don't know how to let people stay. Then I'll stay anyway. Even when I'm impossible? Especially then. She kissed him, soft and terrified and real. Tasting like salt water and second chances. When they pulled apart, she said, okay. Let's burn it all down together. They signed the merger papers at 3 a.m. in his lawyer's office, Ava in her hoodie, Ethan in yesterday's wrinkled button-down. Creating something new from the ashes of everything they'd almost lost. Marcus tried to fight it. Hired lawyers, made threats, called in favors. But by the time he realized what they'd done, it was too late. The company he'd tried to claim didn't exist. And Ava was untouchable, hidden inside a legal fortress they'd built together. 6 months later, they got married for real. Small ceremony, just a few friends. Ava wore a simple white slip dress and Converse. Ethan wore a navy suit and the watch she'd given him that morning, engraved with coordinates to the harbor where she'd almost given up. "You know this is probably going to be a disaster," she said at the altar, holding his hands. "Probably. And I'm still going to have nightmares and trust issues. I know. And some days I'm going to wake up and not believe this is real. Then I'll remind you." He kissed her forehead. "Every single day." The officiant cleared his throat. "Do you, Ava Chen, take this man?" "I do," she interrupted. "I really, really do." "And do you, Ethan Cross?" "He does," Ava said, grinning through tears. "He promised." They kissed before the officiant could finish, messy and imperfect and absolutely right. Later, at the reception in his penthouse overlooking the city where they'd met twice in different lifetimes, Ava pulled him onto the balcony. "Thank you," she said quietly. "For waiting. For staying. For not giving up on the weird kid with impossible dreams. Thank you for coming back. For letting me in. For being brave enough to try." She leaned into him, his arms wrapping around her waist. Below them, the city glittered with possibility and second chances and promises that were finally kept. "Think we'll make it?" she asked. "We already did," he said. "Everything else is just the good part." And for the first time in 15 years, Ava Chen believed in fairy tales again. Not because they were easy, but because they'd fought for theirs and won. The end.